Please, please.
Well, Tracy's got to be in Ellendale at 5 o'clock. He's on a bit of a schedule today, so we're going to get started. I just want to take a minute at the beginning to welcome all of you and to say a word or two about Tracy Potter. Tracy is one of the 47 members of the North Dakota State Senate. And I wanted to tell you, as a member of that body, when Tracy Potter gets up to speak, people who are doing things at their desk, whether it's with their newspaper or their computer, everything stops, and people of both parties want to listen to what Tracy has to say when he gets up to speak. Those of you who've been in the Senate, have watched in the chamber, you know what I'm talking about, because people expect that when Tracy gets up to speak, he is not going to be talking about trying to make people feel good, try to accommodate people that may be putting pressure on him. People have come to expect that when Tracy gets up to talk, he's going to say exactly what it is he thinks should be done, and he'll have a good grasp of the subject matter. I'm on the tax committee, and when we have a tax bill comes out, if Tracy gets up to speak on that bill, he's going to be pretty well informed and know the subject. So people expect that from Tracy Potter when he gets up to speak. He also, when he talks, it usually generally is going to be framing this subject in terms of our history and what we're about and where we should be going. In other words, it's a long-term view of policy. So I'm proud to have worked with Tracy. We're going to miss him. He's making this run at the end of a 4-year term in the Senate, so he's giving up a chance to run again for a second term in the Senate by running for this office. He's taken on a daunting task. He's running against a popular governor, but we're all rooting for him, and we're going to do everything we can to help him. So without any further words from me, you came to hear Tracy. Welcome to District 26, Tracy. Good to have you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Jim. That was very nice. I appreciate that. And I must return the compliment as well. Jim Dotzenrod was, of course, a new freshman this last session. You know, I remember back when he was in the legislature in the early '80s, and I was impressed with him then as a younger man. And he came back and was a freshman senator in this last session, and. He didn't elbow his way in. He didn't let anybody know that he knew more than they did about tax policies and about the way things work. But he just let his work speak for itself and I've always admired Senator Dotzenrod, and you can be proud of your senator down there. He looks out for your district and is an excellent senator. Speaking of the long term. That is what my campaign and what my philosophy is all about. I suppose it's as a historian. I do look at things in the long run, not in the next election cycle or necessarily. Although I'm astute enough to know what happens in election cycles, I knew 2006 was going to be a pretty good year for Democrats, and I'd been asked to run for the state legislature probably. I don't know, 4 or 5 times in a row, and I deferred. But in 2006, I thought this is the time because it's going to be a good year for Democrats. My professional career as a historian and the executive director of the Fort Lincoln Foundation was in pretty good shape, and I thought I can do this. I can run hard, and I might win. And I happen to have predicted that the sitting senator in our district, Ed Kringstad, who was a very popular senator, that he didn't look like he was having very much fun. I thought he might quit. And if he quit, Margaret City would run, sitting state representative in the district, and pretty much a Michelle Bachmann kind of Republican. And I thought, all the stars are lining up here. I'm just pretty sure this is going to happen. And then Ed Kringstad announced for re-election. I thought, well, I'm in for a penny and for a pound. I've made all my commitments, and I'm going to run. So I announced for office, and the day I announced, he quit. And Margaret City ran for the job, and I beat her. And I became the only Democrat to be elected in Bismarck this century. That is, not the last 100 years, but since 1998 was the last time we'd won one of those races. So we're in the city of Bismarck. Democrats are 1 in 29, and I'm the one. And then I quit on them because I thought I'd take on this task. when I announced for office, I said I was going to speak at, that I was going to campaign in all 53 counties, and we didn't really know what that meant. We were looking for kind of the element that would tie together with that. And as a historian, and as a guy who likes to give public speeches, I figure that's one of the things I'm fairly good at, that it would make sense if I was to do that on the steps of every county courthouse in North Dakota. And so I announced that I would do that. And immediately learned that there were 5 county courthouses that had no steps at all. And so, well, okay, we'll do the best we can. And this is now the 26th. It's as close to halfway point as you can get when you've got 53 as the number that you're trying to get half of. If we could get to the 26 and a half, then we'd be there. But later today in Ellendale, we'll have passed the halfway point in our county courthouse tour, and I'm already a little nostalgic for Ashley and Towner and Rolla and Amadon. Amadon was great. Town